Hey guys, Casual Crono here. I thought I'd take a break and do something kind of fun. I want to showcase how stupidly overpowered Sesta is. So I'm going to run each of the green 2-key dungeons with her and just random characters. And I'm going to show you basically how easy it is to farm these if you happen to have pulled Sesta. And I realize that there's other characters that can do the same thing. I just want to have some fun. So here I got Sesta. She doesn't have anything. The only thing I've given her is the falcon badge, which means that she will always go first in a fight. She has no grasta, she has no gear. Absolutely nothing. Now for her to function, as you know, we need 3 wind characters. So we are just going to sort by wind, and we're going to grab Azami, and oh look, that's a wind character. There's a wind character. Back row, unnecessary. Sidekick, no sidekicks. So completely unequipped Sesta, except for 1 falcon badge and 3 wind characters. And they're not equipped either with anything. I threw in Azami because she has the chance of getting light points. So the very first dungeon that we have access to for the 2 green key dungeons is present Garulea. And I've pretty much already bought out everything I can. When choosing locations, I prefer to go to the zones that have junk. Because if you collect junk, then you can trade it for a lot of those shared elemental grastas, like the Power of Gust katana. Oh look, there's a horror.
A samurai who runs has no honor. Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
There goes a horror. More junk. More junk. Oh look, Nagsham. And this is where you go. This vendor right here. He starts off with 40 grasta that you can buy, and he has all the elemental shared grasta and everything. So try to clear him out when you can. This vendor just randomly chooses things, so if you need any of those you can. I pretty much skip them entirely. So let's see, Kunlun Mountains has junk. Vermilion Road has junk. Well, we just went to Vermilion Road. Let's hit up the mountains. So I wouldn't bother, like, when I do these, I don't search for chests, I don't spend time killing monsters, I just run in, grab the junk, run out. If I have access to Nagsham, I would go there, buy what I could from the vendor, prioritizing any of the elemental grastas, and then run out.
Sesta is ready. Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
And remember, the Sesta does not have a weapon equipped. She has no armor. She has no grasta. It's literally just Sesta. Alright, there's a boss. And I can tell you right now, it doesn't matter which boss. The end result is going to be the same.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
There you go, present Garulea, basically soloed by an unequipped Sesta. So if you get Sesta, give her any 3 wind characters and just go to town. If you want full rewards, I recommend choosing the highest light or highest shadow characters that you have. So what you could do when you're sorting through characters, when you choose wind, you can choose light or shadow here. Or you can sort by light points or by shadow points. So I could have thrown in Soira and 7 for almost 250 extra light points. I have 169 just from this random group right here. So if I had thrown in Soira, I'm almost at 360 right there. Throw in 7 there. I'd have full light points for this, and I'd get 5 rewards. So you can literally throw in anyone you want. Sesta, completely unequipped, no gear, no grasta, nothing. You get Sesta, and you will defeat present Garulea no matter what she's equipped with. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So after completing Chapter 66, you now have access to Ancient Garulea Continent. And if we go to Antiquity and go to Garulea, it's right there. So it is the next one we're going to do. Now as far as characters, let's go ahead and move 7 up. Ancient Garulea gives Garu a small chance of getting a shadow point upon completion. So I'm going to go ahead and include him. I still have 3 front row wind characters. I have over 360 light points, so I should get full rewards. And let's go ahead and remove the equipment again. No Ring of Might. There's our grasta. Let's get rid of all that. So once again, we have basically an unequipped Sesta. The only thing we have is the falcon badge, which means she's guaranteed to go first in battle. The other characters pretty much don't have anything. I guess 7 has one of his Valor Chant Grastas equipped, but not that that's going to matter. And then I have Soira in the background, more for her light points than anything. Remember, you can always just sort by light points or shadow points and just see which characters you have that can get you as close to 360 as possible if you're still developing a team. Garu is not required for Antiquity, it's just that I happen to have enough light that I can guarantee all rewards, even including him in there, so might as well see if we can get an extra shadow point for him. So, unequipped Sesta, no shared grasta, and we are going to hit up Antiquity. And why are we doing this? Just for fun. Can't fight super bosses all day. Once again, I've run this enough that I've pretty much maxed out everything possible. I've bought all the grastas available. So this is just simply, oh wow, look at that. Dogu's domain is already there. Hoshiki Forest and a few others have monster femurs that are just lying around. So I tend to go towards those locations whenever I have the opportunity to collect monster femurs. They can be traded for various grastas. I'm actually not sure why I'm getting a superior Dogu. It's not like I need it, but... Alright, I'm going to Talgana Mountain Trail. Alright, so this is one of the ones that has some of the monster femurs lying around. If we reach Zami, that's the place that you can go and buy stuff. It's not a guaranteed location every single time. Alright, what choices do we have here? We have Hoshiki Forest and another monster femur. Remember, Sesta has no gear. This is just her raw power showing. And Dragon God Swamp. I always go for more femurs.
An endless rain of arrows for you.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
If you have not completed these paintings, there is an extra drop that gives you a fragment. I think if you collect 20 of them, you can turn in all the fragments and get an item. So,
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
again, I highly recommend you run Present and Antiquity Garulea as much as possible, so that you can clear out all of the grastas. Alright, so we have a choice of 2 bosses. I can tell you right now, it does not matter. Sesta will destroy both. So let's fight the one that oops,
Listen,
likes wind.
the cries of the voiceless.
Again, Sesta has no gear, just a falcon badge. And this time, because we have 360 light points, we get 5 rewards. Nothing particularly helpful. If you're hurting for gold, these are good ways to farm gold. Oh, and look at that. Garu did get a shadow point. Go, Garu. Alright, next up on our list is Future Garulea. And that one, Serene, has a chance of getting a light or a shadow point. So we're going to throw her in. Again, 3 random wind characters and Sesta. Sesta, no gear, no grasta. Let's go hit up Future Garulea. Now, if you've never done this one before, every 4 runs, a character appears here and gives you a reversion ore. So if you run it 200 times, you'll get 25 reversion ores.
This one's tough.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless. Sesta's fangs always.
And if it's raining, you will see a spot up there that you can enter and pick up the special treasure reward.
Sesta will tear you to bits. Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless. Sesta did good.
I highly recommend for all of these, if there's one thing you buy, it's the ability to warp from one location to another. It will speed you up tremendously. So again, just cruising through. Sesta doing Sesta things.
These are the cries
Auto
of the
attack all the way.
voiceless. Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless. Sesta did good.
This one's tough.
These are the cries of the voiceless.
And I can tell you right now, in present Garulea, ancient Garulea, future Garulea, and then the ones we are coming up in the future, none of the bosses are immune to wind. Some might resist it, but nothing's immune. So it doesn't really matter which path you take, Sesta will beat them all.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
You'll notice that completely unequipped, Sesta at level 80 is doing about 20 million damage per boss. And the bosses in all of these have like 2 million, 3 million, 5 million health. A Power of Pain staff. So you do not need any equipment whatsoever to complete the first 3 Garulea dungeons. Just a way to guarantee that you go first. Continuing our fun with Sesta destroying 2 key dungeons, we're going to move on to Underworld next. And in the Underworld, the character that has a chance of getting light shadow points is Altina. She has a chance for shadow. I still have over 360 light, so I should get full rewards at the end. Sesta, still unequipped with everything. Now, in the Underworld dungeon, you run over here to 0 point, and you can collect items after killing horrors.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
You're too weak. That was too easy.
Sea drifts. And there's a chance that you can also get cat dogus. And that's what you use for currency here. Among the most helpful items in the game, the bullseye ore is an occasional drop when you finish the instance, and you can buy one for 1 cat dogu or 180 sea drifts. You definitely want several of these.
I'll take care of this. Listen. These
So
are
again,
the
remember,
cries of the
Sesta has no gear, aside from Falcon Badge. Alright, and we can warp using the dummies. So we're just going to go to the final one, Arc of the Underworld. I have opened up a few more paths to speed up going to various chests here, so your map might not look exactly like mine.
Should I clean this up?
But the difficulty level is still pretty much the same.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
There's nothing my arrows can't pierce.
Oh, it looks really strong. Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
So there's another horror. Got another sea drift. And I could go and collect some more chests, but we're just going to go straight to the boss. And like everything else, auto attack.
These are the cries of the voiceless.
So there you go. Underworld conquered by Sesta, who's, I will once again remind you, has absolutely no gear at all save a Falcon Badge. Not even a level 1 katana. 2 treatises. Ooh, and a gate. Nice. My luck with gates has been pretty abysmal. I haven't seen the end of one probably since September, and it's currently February. And it's extremely rare for me to even get past World 2, the future world. There's nothing to kill here, though, so... I think since September I've made it to World 4 once. Yep, this is about par for the course. I actually sent in a suggestion to the developers. If you don't make it to the end, then this screen right here is very depressing. It's congratulations, you got nothing. And I feel like if you don't make it to the very end, you should be tossed at least a pity treatise, codex, tome, something. Just one single random item, just so you can hold out hope that maybe, just maybe, you get something that you're interested in. So, I doubt they'll do anything, but this screen just, it's more depressing than a congratulations screen. And I think a lot of other players might agree. Alright, so that was Underworld, with a completely unequipped, ungrasted Sesta. And I am out of green keys, so I will record the next two as soon as they restock. I have 2 green keys saved up, so now it's time for us to explore Omegapolis with Sesta. Now, if you've been watching the other videos, Sesta's final attack swings for around 10 million damage each when she doesn't have any gear. The bosses in Omegapolis have anywhere from 12 to 15 million health, except for one, the final boss, has about 21 million health. So at this point, it might actually take an unequipped Sesta 2 turns to kill a boss, and we don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and finally equip Sesta with some gear. We're going to give her just a store-bought katana. And grasta-wise, at this point, you probably have some wind grasta. Now, there's a lot better grasta to use, definitely. But again, this is just, bare bones. This is what you can kind of get away with. So I am equipping 2 Power of Gusts, which improves wind-type attacks by a combined 40%. And if you run Omegapolis enough, you should get a bullseye at some point. Either buying one or lucking out. And bullseye, when you're not in another force, and we never are because we just auto-attack, Sesta's damage will increase by 50%. Now, I don't want to go through the trouble of removing it from this and putting it on something else, so I'm going to go ahead and equip this one. Just realize that I'm not setting pain, so this part of it, the pain strength 30%, it's not factoring in at all. So all I have right now is wind attacks by 40%, and then just overall damage improved by 50%, and a store-bought weapon. So that's the only change I've made with Sesta. The other characters are still pretty much unequipped. No grasta, no gear, except for Soira, who's not being used. And Soira's grasta, none of them are sharing, so... just proof that no one else has any grasta, except for Seven's Valor Chant grasta. And then finally, Omegapolis gives Ash Tier, a chance to get some light points. So we're going to go ahead and throw her in the party. So we have over 360 light. We have a very simply equipped Sesta. And we're going to hit up Omegapolis now. Now, if you haven't been here, The very first area has some collections. You can force a phase shift with these unstable fragments, and you can run around and collect rusted parts that can be traded for more grasta, gear, etc.
You seriously gonna take me on?
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless. Sesta
So you'll see, even with minimal gear, Sesta doesn't have any trouble with the trash. And like all the other ones, there's no bosses that absorb wind in Omegapolis. So you don't have to worry. Some enemies and some horrors are resistant to wind, and one of the bosses is resistant to slash, but none of them are completely immune or absorb. And that's not true with all the elements. I believe in Omegapolis, some enemies absorb fire and some absorb water. Not 100%, but if you check the wiki, you'll see. Alright, here's Sesta versus a horror.
These are the cries of the voiceless.
No issues. You could see that each final swing was doing around 40 million damage on the horror. So even if the final boss has enhanced defenses, it should still be fine. So we're going to go to the port. And go to the Tree of Time. It's the one that has the strongest of the final bosses. So as usual, we run over, smack the horror really quick.
Oh, it looks really strong. Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
27 million per swing on the final hit, so about 54, 55 million. Another rusted part, I'm up to 700 now. Now I did open up this passage right here, so otherwise you're forced to kill either this mob or this mob if you want to reach the exit, but obviously you won't have any trouble with Sesta. Alright, Nidhogg time. So this is Sesta with just a store-bought katana and a couple of grastas and a bullseye. And Nidhogg goes down. So again, if you pull Sesta and just give her some very minimal gear, she can farm Omegapolis for you. Ooh, I got a Jadeite of Attack. That's nice. And there's a codex, but not the one I'm hoping for right now. So, and another gate. Alright, let's take bets. Do I even make it to Future World? $16 more. And straight to the dungeon. I told you, not since September. It's been a 6-month drought. And it's really sad just to say that I get excited when I see the third world. That's kind of a lie. I don't really get excited for it. I know I'm not going to make it to the last one. Again, the wonderful congratulations screen. Alright, I got one more cat stamp. Well guys, it's a new day. I have several green keys now. 3 in fact, plus 2 more waiting for me with the campaign right now. So we are going to check out Sesta in the final green key dungeon, Entrana. Now with Entrana, the person that can gain points is Kamlanaj. He's gotten 46 shadows so far. I've run it a bunch of times. Gear-wise, we're just going to go ahead and try it with the Lustrous Steel again and the 40% Wind Grasta and 1 Bullseye. Yes, she has a Pain Grasta, but no one's setting Pain, so no armor, nothing like that. We're just keeping the same team as we did with Omegapolis. Sidekicks, still no sidekicks. And gear, still nothing for the others. No sharing of grasta, anything like that. The only other character that even has any grasta besides Seven's Valor chant. Sawyer does have some grasta, but it's her usual grasta. None of them are sharing. It just gives her health, and she's in the back row anyway, so we're not really using her. Just using her for her light points. So, let's check out Entrana. Alright, there's our meteor chunk to force a phase shift if we want to.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
Which, now that we've lost the XP dungeon, probably phase shifts are the easiest way. I actually leveled up several characters and one manifest just by forcing phase shifts and killing everything there with Sesta.
Listen, these are the
I would have whoever I was leveling or the manifest equipped with somebody, so that made it easy. So that was a horror. Obviously Sesta had no problems with it. The currency in Entrana is catnap, and it's used to buy grasta and shortcut items and so forth. So as you can see, so far Sesta's not having any issues with the trash mobs. Alright, we've collected all the catnap. And like all of the other 2 key dungeons, nothing here is immune to wind or absorbs wind. There are some bosses and trash that resist wind, but nothing's immune. I think one of them resists slash as well. Alright, here's another horror.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
Again, no problem.
Sesta's fangs always find time.
And the bosses in Entrana also have anywhere from about, I think, 12 million to 20 million health. Maybe it's 15 million. So as long as Sesta can pull that on her final attack, there was a 20 million hit, you don't have any trouble. So there you go. You've just watched Sesta, who is unequipped, clear multiple green key dungeons. Two green key dungeons. Oh, yay. Shadow point. Up to 48 now. And a gate. Hey guys, let's see how far I get in the gate. But anyway, I think sometimes, we're so involved in super bosses or progressing the story, it's easy to forget that it's a game and you should have fun. Alright, I need 15 more. I'm guaranteed a trip to the dungeon, so I'll have at least one stamp. So I wanted to make this video anyway, and just kind of showcase Sesta. If you happen to pull her, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to farm all of the 2 key dungeons without any difficulty whatsoever. Obviously, you don't need a strong support team. Hey, look at that, I'm in the dungeon again. Still can't make it even to the second world anymore. So disappointing. But anyway, pull Sesta, and you have I'm not sure if it's the best farming character. Obviously there's many other teams that do the job just as easily, but yes, congratulations, I got nothing. But Sesta had no gear and cleared 4 of them, and then had a store-bought katana and 2 20% wins and 1 bullseye. And that was it. and she was able to clear the last two with absolutely no support other than just having 3 wind characters. When I first was farming places, I wasn't able to get 360 light. I would just put people in the back row to get me as close as I could, and then over time, with other pools and everything, eventually my characters went up in light points, and I was able to break the 360 mark. And if you have a bunch of shadow characters, because Sesta is a shadow character, maybe you can do the same thing with shadow points. Just wanted to showcase, pull Sesta, you're fine. You're going to complete all of the dungeons. So, hope you're having fun this week. Wanted to do something a little different, as I said, and just keep in mind, it's a game. Have fun with it. Don't worry if you're not getting the pulls you want. Don't worry if you're not beating certain bosses. Very few people, I think, have every single character and have defeated every single piece of content. Sometimes sit back and just play around with your team, do some things that are fun for a change. So, anyway, Casual Crono, signing out.